The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right. Good afternoon, traders. Happy Wednesday. Good to see everybody. Where is everybody? A great day in the market. We had a great day in the market, and now no one's here to talk about it with us. We only have a handful of us. All right, let's talk about it. Welcome out to the Tradespoon live trading room, stocks and options. I am Scott. I will be your host. Here's my background, a little bit of trading, a little bit of a teaching experience. Here are my disclosures. Be careful out there. Options and trading can be risky. All right, let's get into it. What is going on that we need to discuss? Bullish day. A lot of green. A lot of green in the chips, in the software, technology. Yeah. Okay. What's the news? A step in the right direction for the Fed. Inflation rises at the slowest pace in 3 months. Let's go talk about the economic calendar. So let me ask you, are you trading? Are you bullish? Are you neutral? Do you have trades on? Are you putting new trades on? Let's get this week. So we were looking for 0.4. We got 0.3, better than expected. We were looking for 3.4, down from 3.5. We got it. It's not enough. It needs to come down more than this still. But it allows us to stay somewhat on track. Somewhat on track for the September rate cut. All right, there it is. What else is happening in the news? The meme stocks are back out, floating around. A lot of people talk about them. And I'm going to say again, I don't understand the appeal. Don't be drawn into the siren call of, oh, it's up X amount of percent, and because it's all over the place. The option pricing is ridiculous. It's unnecessary, right? Absolutely unnecessary. What else do we have? That is about it. Why chicken is becoming the darling of fast food? Because chicken is delicious. That's the answer. You don't need an article for that. Let's look at what else we have. Now that we've gotten through the inflation data, tomorrow looks like a lot, but it's really not. We have jobless claims. We have to continue to keep an eye on jobless claims. So earnings, we're through earnings season, and it was pretty good. It was fine. In fact, you know what? I need to put together a list of earnings stats by quarter. That's what I want. Earnings stats by quarter. So we can talk about that. So we can have a measure, a watermark to assess corporate strength, but labor market strength remains intact. Unemployment under 4%. Jobless claims under 250,000 consistently. Plenty of job openings. etc. So that remains intact. Corporate strength remains intact. But we're watching to see, like retail sales have dropped down a little bit. We were expecting it to go at 0.4, and it's only at 0. So it's slowed to a neutral place. It might go negative, and that's going to actually help. Here's what would help inflation come down. Good afternoon, Fred. Good to see you. Glad you could join. Here's what we're looking for. We're looking for an understanding of economic strength versus the pressure that high rates are inevitably putting on the market. They're slow. The rates that they put where they hit us, if you remember, they hit us with 0.75 2 times in a row. I'm trying to think back. It's more than a year, right? At this point. But it's like that's just starting to now. It's a very slow machine. So that's just starting to impact us. Right? And so with that in mind, we're watching to make sure, and so is the Fed. We're watching to make sure that the pressure of these high interest rates, as we're starting to feel it, doesn't overwhelm and then create. That's where they're talking about that recession. We can at no point think we're completely out of the woods, but things seem to be under control. All right. That's the premise we're working off of right now. I don't know if I showed this or not, but my market posture improved again. I'm up at 3.75. But this happened last time, too. Last time. And today, I would expect it's going to, this week, it's going to improve again. I'll probably get back into the fours. What does that mean? It means that the market still has underlying strength, but I don't know yet if we're out of the woods for a correction right now. Maybe we don't get a correction. Maybe we just go sideways in May and June, never more than 5 to 6% off of the highs. And then we rally as we get closer to when the market thinks that the rates are definitely coming, right? Like, okay, now we can, I don't know what makes sense. I'm bullish right now. I actually shut down some bullish trades. So at this point, yeah, let's see. What are your thoughts? What are your questions? What are your concerns? We have anything else? So we do have jobless claims, but that hasn't hit even anywhere near 250 for a while. We have some in production and utilization numbers here. I don't think there's much. And then you'll notice Friday we have nothing. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. Well, we have minutes, but that's not much. And then there's just not a lot. So whatever moves the market now is what's going to move the market here in the next little bit. Stella still says straight bullish. The market is going straight. Now, here's the deal. She said bullish for today, and she was right. She's been more bullish than me. I thought we were hitting some resistance and we're maybe going to start to ease back, but we haven't yet. We're hitting new highs. We are absolutely hitting new highs. Okay. And I'm gonna use this to increase our engagement. It's quiet out there. I need some participation. What's my concern? Gold star to whoever says it first. I have a concern looking at this chart. It's a concern. It's not a huge concern, but it's a concern. One word. Anybody want to take a stab? One single solitary word is all I'm looking for. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Fred said volume. Yes. how do you know the difference between a breakout and a fake out? A breakout and a fake out. Okay, that's the question. I can't ever know for sure, but the way that I'm going to look at it is I'm going to use 3 criterion. Okay, here's my line that we think we're breaking out of. And that was today. Number 1, did we penetrate the old line? Well, of course we did. Look at it. Number 2, does it look to be closing at or near the high? So, for example, if we finished back at the low of today, I'd be like, I don't, and we still had the same high, 529. So we had a real long shadow, kind of a falling star. I'd be like, that's a falling star. We don't usually associate breakouts with falling stars. So if it's a breakout, what's our assumption? That buyers took control. So if buyers took control, they need to maintain control throughout the day, i.e., closing at or near the high for the day. Is it? Yes. Criteria number 3, volume. Now, does it have to be 150%? That's what some people look for. They're like, I need 150% volume. Holy shit, man. You barely ever see that. This is the perfect example. You got 150% volume. What's your candle? Red. It's a selling candle. So what does that 150 mean? Does that mean it's a breakout to you? Well, look at it. The next day it bounced. The bottom of that candle is the one that pushed it up to here. So no, I'm not going to be overly sensitive to that. However, on the flip side, yeah, we're at 70. Nope, we're at 60 million average. It's 118 and we're at 37. We'll be lucky to get to 45. Right? We'll be lucky to get to 45. So do we look at that and say, man, look at the buyers smashing and grabbing these days? These days, a little bit of volume. We haven't seen an above average volume day for buyers for quite some time. I find that concerning. So I said, I'm concerned about still the correction unless we take out the highs. And now we've taken out the highs. So I'm less concerned, but I'm still like, I don't know. Here in a new trade. This is still coming at the end of this. We're still overbought. Yeah, great. It's up. Is that enough for you to be like, hey, look, it's a bullish day. Let's all jump into something new today. That's not where I'm going. I don't know about you guys. I'm going to say, hey, if I have anything bullish, I'm glad I kept a little bit of something on. And I did, but it's not much. It's not much. Have I put something on the other way? No, there hasn't been any reason to go the other way. So right now I'm light, not a lot of risk. I'm willing to, but right now I'm just like, I'm waiting for more information. I need an actual consolidation to trade, first of all. That would indicate what my new trend is in the short term. If that's what we think is next, great, but I still need to wait for a consolidation. I still need to be patient. I had to close a double calendar today. Today I needed it to stay the same or come down a little bit. It didn't. I took the loss. Okay. I've probably had 8 or 10 calendars, and I just took the first loss in 2 months on calendars. No problem. The other one's still working fine, looking for possible adjustment. I'm still looking for more calendars. Okay. Talk to me. What are you out there doing? It's quiet. It's so quiet. Are you trading this? Are you putting new trades on? The model says it's still going to go, but I personally, I am reluctant. I don't know if Vlad sees it the same way. Maybe he's putting on a little bit more new bullish trades right now. But it's tough to find the reward to risk ratio that you want. in a scenario like we see now. Okay, let's keep going. Real quickly, the other markets. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm monologuing today. So whenever you're ready to start giving me your market insights, as the genius traders I know you are, I'm looking forward to hearing it. What am I missing? Bullish on the Qs, but not as much as the SPY, interestingly. Here's IWM, small caps. I looked at a comparative analysis chart over multiple time frames. And if you look at a 66-day right now, so the last 3 months, small caps were at the top, the strongest in the last 3 months. Surprising, right? I was surprised. That was surprising to me. Okay. Bullish on the IWM. And bullish on the DIA. Yeah, I'm skeptical of that. I'm always skeptical of a market move that would be essentially 30 straight days, well, 22 or 3 of upticks. That's my position. Okay. Cyclically, what do we tend to see here from May 15th? Here is May 15th through the end of the month, a very slow easing to the downside. A very slow ease. Here's the lines for today. A, new highs. Nope, a little lower. B, C. 529.45 or above, you're an A. 528.65. That's still 80 cents in there. 528.65 to 529.45. 80 cents, you're B. And then below that, you're a C. Wonderful Wednesday to you, Dennis. Thank you. You're a B. Fred is a B. Oh, the buyers look like they're potentially double topping here. They ran up, got a little ahead of themselves. It's starting to smell a little funny as it gets near A. I'm going to go to a C. I'm going to go C. Koo. Hello, Koo. Good to see you as always, is an A. Brad, good to see you as always, is an A. Scott, yapping too much as always, is a C. Let's go see what Stella thinks. Well, I'm glad you guys can at least hear me. I was a little concerned, like no one's talking to me today. I thought maybe you guys were pranking me. Okay. Where's the I was in a high school class one time. Hi, okay. Did you see the quiz? I was in a high school class one time. I fell asleep on my desk. I was tired. I mean, come on. I was tired. The teacher thought, oh, this will be so funny. And he got everyone in the class. He took the clock and he set it forward like 2 hours. He got everyone in the class to get up and leave. Turn the lights off. And then he made some noise to kind of like wake, actually. Okay, it's a B. It was a good prank. I give it to him. I gave him props. Well done. Well done, sir. What is Stella? And you might think that was probably the last time you fell asleep in that class. Nope. Joke's on him. Maybe waited a couple of days, but not much longer than that. Okay, 1 hour. Ooh, Stella says 528.70. 5. Stella's a B. She's with you guys. I've got 4 B's, including Stella, 2 A's, and I stand alone as a C. I thought I saw John here, but I didn't see a vote. He may be trading. All right, let's keep going. What's next? Obviously, the VIX. Since this morning. Woo! Look at that. That's a lower high. Looks like we're about to just kind of pop on through the downside here, but we are down. That looks good. How much fear do we see right now from institutions? Very minimal, right? Very minimal. I'm not. Yeah, institutions are looking very favorable right now. Let's get to the watch list. We'll see how this thing finishes. Okay. Apple. So here's the deal. I'm bullish on Apple again. It gapped on earnings. Theoretically, if you were confident enough, this was a bullish trade right here as it pulled back and started to turn out of this, and you'd still be in this trade. If you missed it, great. Be patient. It'll come back. And that's what I'm going to wait for is the next opportunity. Maybe down as a retest at 181, 182, somewhere in there. Pot stocks would be entry at 711, stop below 6. Let's put a stop at maybe 661, 50 cents. If you think it can get back up to 850, you could take a 50-cent stop and get a 3-to-1 on this thing, moving your stop as you go. It's volatile. It's volatile, though, right? Who sees everything so bullishly right now, sees pot stocks. Or is she like, I don't know about pot stocks, though? Huh? Well, I mean, even here, this thing is getting up to a high of 817. We'll put it as a maybe. File that as a maybe. AIG. So if you've been listening to me at all, you know, looks like a low risk long on VIX, market overbought. Definitely market overbought, Fred. I agree, 100%. But we have some things that are already pulling back. AIG is already in a pullback after making a new high. I love AIG. I love it reemerging as a leader. Definitely on my watch list. Let's see if Stella agrees. Yeah. I think it looks great. I think it's setting up. I would imagine the vol has bled off. Look at that vol down here. Makes it easier for us to look for something that we want. Stella says AIG is here over the next couple of days, finishing its support and ready to go. What sector is it? Financials. I mean, everything about it. Come on. Put it on the list. Put it on the list. Okay. What else? AMD. I'm like, why didn't my chart change? Because I am not on charts. I'm on Tradespoon. Come on, Scott, get it together. Get it together. AMD. It's got to break the 50 for me. I like chips, but I just don't like AMD yet. I like TSM, Micron, NVIDIA. I like Amazon on this pullback. I think Amazon is setting up. AIG, Amazon, there's another one. AXP, I think it has a little bit more consolidation, but I like it. Let's see what Stella thinks about Amazon. So, am I in the right place for you guys? Where are you trading right now? Are you in financials, industrials, technology? That's good enough. That's good enough. Stella, I like when we are in agreement. AXP, I think needs a little. Nothing there for me. Bank of America, overextended. Citigroup, overextended. Caterpillar, overextended. But all I need is a pullback. So whoever said market overbought, yeah, look, there's a lot of things that are overbought. If those things pull back, excellent. Okay. Where are we? CMG Burrito Factory. CMG is setting up. Look how close we're getting. We can't quite see it yet. Time axis 13th. We may need 25 days to see it. Let's see. 25 days. Nope. Let's give it 30. Time axis 30 days. And there it is. On June 26th, the hallowed 50-1 split coming in. Let's see. CMG. Yeah. I don't want that view anymore. I actually don't think I would trade it until after the split. I passed on one, not this one, but this one back here. I passed on it and it ended up working, but I passed on it because I couldn't make it. The options, I didn't like the liquidity because there's so few of them traded. The spreads are wide because it's so expensive. But remember that this is going to be a $60 stock. So the options are going to take on a whole new life. So this should be very, very, and the trend is super strong, right? I mean, it's a really strong trend. A lot of times, and I'm curious if what this will be, it's a very psychological thing when they do a split. Someone who's like, oh, I can't buy that at $3,000. Oh, I can buy it at 60. Well, you're buying the same thing. You could have bought 1/50th of a share, 0.2 shares, and paid $60, right? And then when that split happens, you're left with one share. So, all right. CNN. Now I feel like I have too much time. Let's go back to 20, which is my standard. Capital One. I am suspect of Capital One. I think AIG looks great. I think AXP looks great. I think Bank of America and Citigroup, I think they all look great. Capital One, I don't think looks so great. Oil. Oil's coming down. That's helpful. Sales dropping. Energy prices coming down. Materials prices ticked back up. But we would love to see energy prices come down. John, good to see you. You missed the quiz. You're a C with me. Ride or die. Okay. Oh, you're a B? Okay, fine. You can join the Bs. You can join the Bs. It's up to you. Since you don't know what the numbers are anyways. You're C? All right. Costco. I love Costco right now. If Costco could just give us an actual handle. Right now we had like one consolidative day and then boop, we're right back at resistance. Really low volume. We're down to 20 minutes. Average is 1.6. We're at 9 million or 900,000. So I think we still have a consolidation coming. CRBG still in consolidation, but maybe an early candidate. DAL, Delta Airlines. Costco going to 800. Yeah, it could. Delta's over our territory, but the volume is so very, 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 very low. GBTC. Now that has at least some volume. Average is 7 million. We're at 7.6. We're already almost 10% higher. That one's going to get to 20 or 30% higher. That looks like a breakout move right there. GE. Ooh. GE. We bring good things to life. I think GE looks like a trade signal. Yeah. What do you think? We'll come back to this and maybe flesh it out a little bit. Gold. Gold is moving higher again, like materials. Google overextended. Basic IWM overextended. Meta's trying to turn. Break the 50. Just doesn't have volume. Microsoft. Breaking higher. Micron. Back at the old highs. That's the only problem. Yeah, we looked at Apple. Apple does look strong. It's got some bullishness. We'll go back and look again. Netflix overextended. Nvidia turning back up again. Let's see if this thing gets all the way back up to the old highs. Finishes the cup and then makes the handle. Here's the thing. I still think you got to be patient with how you're trading. Picard. Dun, 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 dun. What do we know about Picard? Nothing there. Better things in industrials. Look at the Qs. The Qs has some volume. There's a little bit of breakout volume in the NASDAQ and in technology. All right. RTX, that's an industrial I can get behind. A nice flag type consolidation. SPY. SPY is up, but that's another 10% more than what we've had all day in the last 19 minutes. 47 tops, but nowhere near 6. TSM new high. But at the old resistance. The VIX still stuck at that low. Okay, VRT looks good. WFC. I like financials, but financials look over. I mean, everything looks a little overextended. Waste management is sideways. Walmart is sideways. We have a few things that are setting up. Let's go back and look at GE. I'm going to draw some lines. Okay. Now let's put this one here. And we'll put, whoops. Okay, how am I going to compromise on this? I'm going to take this distance, but this length. So right now, 182.33. There you go. That gives us an upside potential around, we'll call it 182. We'll call it 182. We're at 180, 163. 19 points. 19 points. Now, I don't have, thank you, John. I appreciate that. We don't have a Heiken Ashi yet, but what we have is what I believe is the last red candle, right? The last red candle. So would I be comfortable putting my stop under today's low instead of yesterday's low? Maybe. So the lowest point I would go is lower than yesterday's low, which is 158. Let's go. I mean, even if we went 1% below that, that's 156.50. Okay, I've got to get to 156.50 on GE. 157.50. I think we could too, but let's just a full 1% just to start it off with. The target we said was 182. Let's go 182.20. Now, let's just, just to establish the trade. No, that's not what I want. Yeah, that is what I want. Just with that alone, I've got 3-1, 630 to 1900. Right? So I can easily see that I have a 3-1 reward to risk ratio on the stock parameters. John says, I feel like I could go to 170, 157.50, first of all. And because that's below today's low. Today's low is 159.23. 157.50 is still pretty low. It's still below today's low, but it's only 50 cents. It's not a full 1%. It's just below it. I agree with that. I agree. And we'd be able to move the stop and move the stop pretty much 2 days in a row, which I love when I'm thinking about a trade. So 157.50 does what? 537 to 1933. Now you're close to 4-1 on this trade. Okay. Love it. Love it. Good reward to risk potential. Date, May 23rd. May 23rd. Let's go May 24th because it's Friday. Right? May 24th is Friday. However, that's to be right. To be wrong, ooh, I would maybe take this, but maybe carry through. Okay. Already took it. All right, so now we've got some parameters. Let's go out to maybe the middle of, let's go to the 21st. And what did we decide about these options? I decided that these buy the option, or you could do a bull call spread, 160, 165. Well, let's do a couple of things. Let's do a spread, 160 by 165. What month am I in? All right, I didn't even look. That is for, yeah, like a week. No, we need more than that. It's in 2 days. No, it's in 2 days. What the hell's the matter with me? Come on, Scott. You're better than that. Let's go to June. Do 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 do. A lot of trading going on there. A lot of open interest going on there. Ooh. I'm not loving the 2-to-1 action here, though. Let's go a little more aggressive and go 10 points wide. I'm closer to 3-to-1. No. I think we should buy the option and ride it. It's not that much. Let's look at a 165. A little out of the money. And let's just drop it down to 2 contracts. See, I'd probably want to go further so I could do 2 contracts, 220. No, because it would take longer than that to get it, but pretty close to that. Yeah, that's closer to 6, 5.5, 6-to-1. I like that better. $524. I like that better. June 170 calls. If you like the bullishness of this market, this thing's a very strong stock. Did we ask about GE? Stella? What does Stella think? Stella says, so Stella says bullish, but not as bullish as we are. Topping out at 172.5. Okay. Let's see what happens if she's right. I'm going to reorder these. And I'm also going to set these slices to my chart like that. Now, that's where we are now. That's the stop. Target number 1, which is only a little higher than the previous high. Target number 2, which is in line with the trend. That's kind of a cool little feature, right? If you've never seen that, to kind of like give yourself a little visual check. Does this make sense? Do I agree with this? And the answer is, yeah, I feel comfortable with that. Question is, how much? Oops. Well, hold on. The question is, how much do we get? We get 770. So you're getting 2-to-1 at the first target, 5-to-1, 4-to-1, and you have 2 contracts under this parameter here. 2-to-1, and then a much more lucrative 5-to-1 with a trail stop. Yeah, that trade makes sense. You could also, if you're a little more aggressive, even think to yourself, what if I go out one more? Let's actually analyze the 175. Let's go one more out. Okay. And now you see it's a much cheaper option. So now I would be able to do 3 contracts for 300 of risk. And then I'd have an ability to still get a nice, not in this trade until June. We're only in this trade until, in fact, we're going to do a comparison. We're going to do both. And we're going to do I'll set some orders on this. Let's get 2 of these. Let's get 3 of these. Okay. Point. I'm going to set some conditional orders. They're all going to stop out at the same place if they're wrong, 157.50. And we'll see. Our thought was they should both be somewhere around 300 bucks, 320, right? So if we stop out, we'll see. Did we contain our loss like we thought we would? Whether I bought 2 of 170 or 3 of a 175. Then we'll see, well, what happens if it gets to our target? If it gets to 172.50, I'll sell 1 contract of the 170s, 1 contract of the 175s. If it gets to the next target, that's where the 175 having 2 contracts will really stand out and make a bunch more money. So that's why I'm saying if you're more aggressively bullish, that's a better option, I think. But it does require you to step outside of a comfort zone of buying out of the money option. So there you go. Experiment is on. Any questions, comments, or concerns about the trade? Let me know. Yeah. Feeling good? Let's go look and see how the quiz is finishing up. You did the 175s. I like it. I like it. That's what I'm leaning to personally as well when pulling the trigger. Let's go to SPY. You might think, Scott, are you trading on another screen? I can neither confirm nor deny. When I did both, no. John, I'm doing both comparatively. Meaning, let's compare 2 of this and 3 of that to see if our theory about it is right. Okay. Yeah, I'm just doing an experiment. In real life, I did the 175s. Oh, when you do a bull call and a call. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, put it all together and you probably have just some variation of a ratio spread, I would imagine. Looks like the A's are going to win. Big push right at the end. A's, congratulations, you smarts. B's and C's will hang our heads in shame. Volume is still below average, but it definitely moved higher. This will be an interesting one. So we'll see what it looks like in 2 days. In 2 days, we will meet. We will have a session in the morning. Does it hold on to this breakout tomorrow? Does it give it back? All right. It's good to see you guys. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, happy trading.